All right, so step-by-step game plan, the actual natural system. Again, I don't go out thinking, how do I do this step by step by step by step? This was after going out, experiencing 6 years of talking to girls, and then me coming back and being like, okay, what did I do that worked? What did I do that worked? And then I found out the steps that it took me to actually get a girl from approaching her all the way to banging her, whether it was that night, another day, same day, whatever it is, okay? So, and man, people don't talk about this exact thing. This is, I think, one of the most important things. Two halves of the night, or during the day. So, let's say it's nighttime, okay? You go out at 10 p.m. to, usually it's like 12:30 a.m. This is the first half. Second half is 12:30 a.m. to 2 a.m. Okay? During that first half of the night, you're spending all your time having fun and rounding up your options. Is it in focus, by the way?
Yeah.
Cool. You're spending the entire time having fun and rounding up your options. So usually in the first half of the night, like let's say I'm in the line to getting to the bar or the club, I'll start a conversation with the guy next to me. And it doesn't have to be long conversations. It could just be like, oh, I really like your shirt. That's it. You see a girl, I really like your boots. And what that does is you're putting yourself in a positive state where you're giving to other people before taking. When you can give to other people freely, give them positive emotions, then not only will they give back to you, but also every girl that you go up to, you're coming from the frame of how can I make her night? How can I have fun with her? How can it be win-win with good intentions versus how can I take? How can I fuck her? How can I do this? And when you come from the frame of how can I do this, 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 and this, and you're trying to take, then the girl can immediately tell. Because girls are very, very emotionally intelligent. Compared to us guys, they are like up here and we're like down here. So immediately they can read emotions a lot better than guys can. So if you're trying to take from the girl, she can notice and you're out. Like you're not going to be able to talk to her, okay? So yeah, so first half you're just having fun. You're talking to girls from the frame of just befriending them, having fun with them, just being their friends. That's it, okay? One thing that you can do is introduce, like let's say you and him go out tonight, okay? Let's say you're standing and there's a girl next to you. If you don't want to go up and talk to her, what you can do is be like, yo, meet my friend Ted. And you introduce your wingman to girls. So now he's winning because he's talking to a girl. And also you're winning because you're connecting them, being social and having fun. So it's a win-win situation. It's very, very fun to do if you go out with your wings. When me and Austin go out, like Austin from Honest Signals, we literally I pull in one girl and be like, meet my friend Austin. He'll pull in one girl, he's like, meet my friend Mo, meet Austin, meet Mo, and next thing we know, like the entire bar, like 70% of the girls are around us. Now, what do you think I feel after that? I'm like, I'm the fucking shit. This is awesome. My life is awesome. I'm the king. All those thoughts are going in my mind. So the next girl that I see, am I gonna approach her or not?
Yeah.
Of course, because I was just surrounded by 70% of the girls in the fucking venue. So that's something really cool you can do. Find wings that support you and have positive beliefs. So guys who are saying like, girls are sluts, girls are this, I don't like them, she was a bitch, and they're negative, get rid of them completely. Okay?
Finding good wings is hard.
Finding good wings is hard, but you can. And you don't necessarily have to find guys who are learning about dating and they know like pickup. Those are the worst guys because those guys are also not getting laid. You want to find the guys who are getting laid, okay? You want to find like club promoters. You want to find the guys who are at like booths or bars. Befriend those guys, successful guys who have resources to tons of women. They can invite you to cool parties. If you surround yourself with those type of guys and you're creating those opportunities for yourself with good, positive guys with good intentions who are fun to be around, are very positive. They don't necessarily have to know anything about game or pickup. You're gonna just by that fact alone start feeling fun, start feeling positive, start acting like them, and that's what being natural is. That's how I found out, like, okay, this is what like a man is. This is that, because I found out like, okay, this guy doesn't know anything about game, but he's getting a lot of results with girls. Okay, and I just mimicked it. And again, humans learn from osmosis, which is pretty much monkey see, monkey do. Okay, so if you're around someone who's naturally attractive, he's getting a lot of girls, all this different stuff, you're gonna eventually become like him. No drinking in the beginning of the night. That's what I fucked up on Wednesday. I was like, I need that drink. I need it. No drinking. And the reason why is because you're gonna end up using it as a crutch or you're gonna end up getting drunk. And I learned this the first time when it was like one of my early boot camps. I used to charge like, I don't know, $200, $300 when I was first learning how to teach. And I didn't tell the guy, yo, you're not allowed to drink. So in the beginning of the night, we were having fun and he would disappear for like 5 minutes and come back. And I'm like, yo, where's this guy going to? And like next thing I know, he's hammered out of his fucking mind. Now, mind you, on the boot camp, he had a lot of fun because he was hammered, but he didn't learn anything. So I noticed, like, especially for me, when I drink, I'm not as sharp. I'm not as quick. And if you can get yourself in a flow-free, positive peak state without drinking, and then you drink afterwards, that's okay. Because you're just adding to the fun. Versus using it as a crutch and having it be something that you constantly need in order to feel a certain way. First, put yourself in that certain way, then you can drink. And my rule is 2 beers maximum. 3 if I'm really pushing it, and then like I'll go off if I'm out like at a party with friends and shit like that. If we got a booth, then yeah, sure, I'll get fucking hammered. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so 2 halves of the first half, statements of vulnerability, like we talked about, put yourself in a very vulnerable state. Very important thing is the first half doesn't count. I'm gonna write that down. The first half doesn't count. Because everyone else around you is feeling judged. Everyone else around you is nervous. It's not only you, you're not unique. Everyone else is also feeling it. So whatever you do in the first half, whether a conversation goes bad, it goes stale, you feel da-da-da-da, none of it counts. Okay? The girl's not gonna remember. Matter of fact, girls get approached so much during the night or during the day that when you approach them again, they don't even know who you are. It's like meeting you the first time. Now, we enter the second half, which is 12:30 a.m. to 2 a.m. Vadim and Austin call this pull time. It's like, all right, time to pull. We need to get serious. And what you're doing is you're choosing, committing, and persisting. You're choosing, committing, and persisting. So in the first half of the night, let's say you talk to 10 girls, and then out of those 10 girls, you liked 1 or 2. Someone just knocked?
Yeah.
Fuck them. If they want to come in, they can come in. I don't think anyone knocked, dog. Oh, no, definitely don't fuck them. I need the water. I need the water. Can you get me a glass of water? That would be much appreciated.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So choose, commit, and persist. So let's say you talk to 2, 3 girls, and you're like, okay, where are they in the venue? Find them again. Go up to them, reinitiate the conversation, decide, make the decision, I'm gonna commit to her for an hour, 2 hours. I'm not fucking leaving if the conversation goes stale. I'm not leaving if it's getting boring. I'm going to fucking persist until the last breath. Because most guys, when they feel that uncomfort where they're talking to a girl and like it gets boring or it goes stale, their immediate reaction is, oh, well, let me approach another one. Let me approach another. No, second half of the night, you need to commit and you need to persist as much as you can. So, yeah, you reinitiate, you go through the process that I'm gonna teach you right now. And you're coming from the frame of my night is already good. It can only get better, and let's see how far I can push it. My night is already good. It can only get better, and let's see how far I can push it. And again, don't be afraid of failing. Like, don't be afraid of fucking things up. Don't be afraid of putting yourself in a vulnerable place. I noticed this with a lot of like guys who are in the pickup industry, dating industry. Like, when you meet them, they're always trying to act like authoritarian and like they're not willing to be vulnerable. Which instructor have you ever been with that's danced like I did when I was just like doing this shit? Hardly anybody that you know, because they're like, oh, I need to be the alpha PUA guy. It's like, no, fuck that, man. Be vulnerable, be real, be authentic, be open with people. That's how you're gonna get girls, by being open and authentic and vulnerable. So don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to say something stupid. Don't be afraid of fucking things up. It's necessary. Okay, it's part of the process. That's not only how you get girls, but that's how you become a better human being. Okay? So how do you start the conversation with a girl? How do you actually go up to her, start the conversation, get things going? So there's a difference between indirect and direct. Like I said, I use both. Don't get me wrong. I use both. I sometimes go directly and I say, hey, what's your name? Da-da-da, I want to get to know you. But I'm going to tell you the difference right now. So indirect and direct. So when you go up to a girl indirectly, so I had muffins and it was fucking great. I just had chips and they're making my brain fog up and shit. I can't even think. Just like random conversation starters. It's situational. Maybe you're waiting for the bus. Oh my God, I've been waiting for the bus for the longest time. How long you been here? All those different things is how you start an indirect conversation. You're not directly going up to her and saying, I like you, I want to get to know you. Good thing about indirect is it's no pressure. She gets to know you, so she doesn't have to make a decision there and there. Do I want to talk to this guy? Do I like him? All this different stuff without knowing him. It builds comfort. It allows her to become comfortable around you. And it shows you are socially and emotionally intelligent because you're empathetic. You realize that the girl may be feeling nervous. You realize that the girl may actually like you, but she feels something right now that's pushing her away. You realize all that stuff. So it's very empathetic. And that right there raises your value. Also, another thing I'm going to mention is it's not easy to do. I mean, it's easy to do. Oops, let's add not. It's not easy to do. In the sense that you kind of have to be creative. You kind of have to go outside of the box. It shows that you're actually interested in her because you're trying to be creative. Any guy can go up to a girl and say, hey, what's up? I think you're cute. Any guy can do that. If they just grab the balls and go up, any guy can say that line, or I want to meet you. It's very direct, forward, and it's very easy to do. There's no interest, there's no investment. Now, what do you think a girl wants? A guy who's going to be fully 100% interested in her or 50% interested in her? 100%. So this shows you're 100% interested in her. This shows you don't really care, you're 50% interested in her. Okay? Now, what's the negatives of this? The negatives are you need to be masculine. You can't go up too indirect. If you don't have the 5 modalities in place, then it's not going to work. Because it's going to be too indirect. She's going to be like, what the fuck does this guy want? This is very time consuming. You need to spend a lot of time with her. You need to be able to continue the conversation for a long time. Okay? Now what's the positives of direct? Screening. You screen out right away, right then and there, is this girl interested in me? And a lot of girls, when you go up to them and say, hey, I thought you're cute, I want to get to know you, they're going to reciprocate it back, and that's a very good sign because that means she's interested right off the bat without knowing anything of who I am. Basically, she's swiped right on Tinder. That's what it means. So it screens really fast. It sets the intention right from the beginning, what you're interested in case she's not socially and emotionally intelligent, and she can't read cues as well, because girls face with that as well. It sets the intention and makes it easy for them. And on top of that, it's very polarizing. It does take balls to do that. Even though it's easy, any guy can do it, it does take balls. Because there's a higher risk of failure.
Much higher.
Higher risk of, what?
Much higher.
Much higher risk of failure. So he's like, this guy was willing to fucking risk big things, right? Which means he's confident in himself. Now again, what's not good about it is it puts a lot of pressure. She doesn't get to know you. She's not comfortable. It again puts a lot of pressure. It shows that you're not socially and emotionally intelligent as much as other guys.
The thing about like, I disagree with the gets to know you part because you know how you went over the modules of
Yeah.
You can still use that after you go direct because going direct is just based on the opener itself.
Depends if she likes you back. If you go up to a girl and right off the bat she gets pushed off, you're not going to get to know her. Versus indirect, there's no pressure on her, it's just a conversation, but like let's say you continue that conversation for 10, 15 minutes, now she doesn't get to know you, but she knows more about your personality and who you are as a person.
Yeah.
It gives her some time to figure that out first before committing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Now, where do you use them? How do you go up indirect? Where do you use them? Everything like that. So, usually indirect, this works great, like going up indirect and just starting a conversation. It works great in parks, daytime especially, because daytime there's a lot more pressure. Most guys don't approach girls during the day. So right away you have to take that pressure off of her. Going up indirect with the girl is perfect for that, okay? Nighttime, however, I still go indirect in bars, but in loud nightclubs, it's useless. If you like going in loud nightclubs, you gotta start going up direct, because it screens them out right then and there. Their emotional state is very high. You have to go in with a high emotional state. Boom, I'm here. Very masculine features. And you have to set the intention right off the bat. Now, I never say, hey, you're cute, I want to get to know you. I never say that. When I go direct, my direct is, I absolutely love your shoes. I love your hair. It's based on her style. You look like you're artistic, although that could be kind of indirect as well. So it's never, I think you're cute, I want to get to know you. Because then I don't want to be that guy who rolls up in a Lamborghini and comes out and says, hey guys, I'm a millionaire, get check out my Lamborghini. I never want to be that guy. Okay? So that's where you use them. Statements of empathy, we kind of covered this. If you notice that she's, off-putting or whatever, she's getting nervous, just be like, sorry, I don't mean to bug you. Just common sense stuff. This is very emotionally common sense stuff. So just kind of allowing her some space, okay? But make sure you don't leave the decision up to her whether she wants to. Don't be like, sorry, I don't mean to bug you. Do you want me to leave? That's you just want to be like, sorry, I don't mean to bug you if I'm being silly and stuff. Anyways, and you continue. Okay? Pressure on versus pressure off. Again, this comes from time when you're spending time with the girl. When she starts getting attracted to you, put more pressure onto her. When she's investing more into you, put more pressure onto her. If she's not invested into you, take that pressure off. Okay? Cool. And then we covered 5 modalities, which was eye contact, having strong eye contact, vocal tonality has to be breaking rapport, proximity. In the beginning of the conversation, there has to be space between you and her. Close the proximity as she gets more comfortable and attracted. Get physical with her the more attracted she gets, and get more explicit, say more things that are on your mind, or more polarizing statements once she gets more attractive. Okay?
Oh, new battery. One sec.
Cool. Anybody have any questions up to now? Is everything super clear? Yes?
Do you have anything like being direct with physicality? Any examples?
Being direct with physicality. That's when most guys. Okay, who wants to volunteer for this to come up? Okay, you come up since you asked the question. So, being direct with physicality works great in clubs. So let's say you're on the dance floor. What being direct with physicality would just be like grabbing her hand, coming like this, spinning her. Or grabbing her hand like this one and just being like that. So that works great again in nightclubs where people are partying, da 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 da. But if you do that during the daytime, like, it's too much. You don't want to, basically how to become naturally good with women, you don't want people to look at you and be like, that guy's trying to pick her up. Because if people can sense that, you're doing it wrong. Okay? You can sit down, by the way. Thanks.
Alright, we're good.
We're good?
Could also figure out. Princess Fair.
Is that camera good, by the way? Do you want to check on that? Still recording?
Make him all
Cool. Okay, so the first 5 minutes of the conversation, you're screening. So there's two things that I'm really screening for. There's two things that when I'm talking, we're running out of paper. There's two things that when I'm talking to her, I'm screening for. Emotional availability and time. So, is she emotionally available, or is she seeing another guy? Can you bang girls with boyfriends?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you bang girls with or women with husbands?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you necessarily want to?
Sometimes.
Depends on the situation.
Honest answer.
Yeah, but again, if you're coming at it from an abundant frame of mind, and there's like 20 girls around you in that bar or venue, are you gonna spend time talking to the girl with a boyfriend or the girl who doesn't have a boyfriend?
That's another boyfriend.
So when you're in a bar or venue, you want to screen for that really quick within the first 5 minutes. And the way I do that, you can literally ask her like, are you waiting on your boyfriend? Do you have a boyfriend? But a lot of times you get a dishonest answer when you say that. They'll say yes, just to kind of test to see how you react. So the way I do it is I'm like, sorry if I'm bugging you. I use it with a statement of anything. I'm like, sorry if I'm bugging you. You're probably waiting on your boyfriend or something. And because it's like so nice and like, oh, this guy's no harm. She's like, no, I'm not waiting on my boyfriend. That way, I figure out, does she have a boyfriend or not? Now the husband, son, just go deep. You don't And then second thing, time. Does she have time right now? So if you're out in a club, does she has time 90% of the time. Sometimes girls go out and they got work 4 in the fucking morning and they just came out for like 30 minutes or an hour with her friends, you know? So, but the time is very important for when you're talking to girls during the day. I see so many like guys going out doing like pickup shit in Dundas Square. It's like, that's the worst place you can possibly pick up girls. Because everybody's going where?
Eden Center.
Eden Center, work, Subway. It's like, why do you want, like, you can stop a girl, but she's not gonna have as much time. So she has to choose between a guy she doesn't know versus her job. Which one is more high priority?
Yeah.
Of course. So the best places to go for finding girls who have time, parks, grocery stores, fucking great place, amazing place. Malls, at times on weekends, most girls are not doing shit, they're shopping, da da da. You can instigate right away and be like, oh, I'm picking some outfit out, let's go pick something out for me, right? And you want to find out, does she have time, is she doing something right now, or is she free? And literally, I'll ask the girls this, I'll be like, by the way, if you're doing something right now, I don't want to like bother you. And they'll let me know. So that's it. That's how to start a conversation.